In the bustling, neon-lit corridors of the Intergalactic Academy of Peace and Prosperity, Jack Henderson was, by all accounts, an anomaly. Humans were still a rarity in the galaxy's most prestigious institution, and Jack, a lanky, bespectacled teenager with a penchant for quoting ancient Earth philosophers and tinkering with outdated gadgets, was a rarity among rarities. His classmates were from every corner of the galaxy, towering insectoid exthals, shimmering translucent aquarins, and even a few stoic rock-like grelmorans. Yet none fascinated him as much as Iolaris, a dainty, pink-skinned alien girl from the Lithian species. Aya was everything Jack wasn't: graceful, confident, and universally adored. Her melodious laughter seemed to echo through the Academy's halls, and her shimmering silken hair flowed like liquid starlight. She was intelligent too, her academic prowess unmatched. Yet, despite her popularity, Aya had always been kind to Jack. Perhaps it was because she saw something in his awkward charm or appreciated his genuine curiosity about the galaxy's infinite wonders. Their friendship had blossomed one quiet afternoon in the Academy library when Aya caught Jack tinkering with a miniature drone. It wasn't just any drone, it was one he had salvaged from Earth's forgotten junkyards and modified with alien tech. Aya, intrigued by Jack's ingenuity, had sat beside him and asked a million questions. From that day on, the two were inseparable, much to the surprise of their peers. Jack, for all his insecurities, reveled in Aya's company. She seemed fascinated by his tales of Earth's bizarre history and culture. Yet, there was one earthly marvel Aya couldn't quite wrap her head around: ice cream. Jack had described it to her with almost poetic reverence, but Aya was skeptical. Lithians, it seemed, didn't consume frozen treats. Their biology didn't agree with Earth-style confections, but Aya's curiosity was piqued. It all started innocently enough. Jack, excited to share a piece of Earth with Aya, had smuggled a small tub of mint chocolate chip ice cream from the Academy's intergalactic cafeteria. Aya was hesitant at first. "Are you sure this is safe for me?" she asked, her large violet eyes narrowing suspiciously at the greenish dessert. "Safe? It's ice cream. The greatest culinary invention of humankind," Jack said with a grin. He held out a spoonful, his enthusiasm infectious. Aya hesitated for a moment before delicately tasting it. Her eyes widened, and for a fleeting moment, Jack thought he had introduced her to Nirvana. Aya's expression melted into pure delight, and she quickly asked for another bite. And another. And another. What Jack didn't know, what no human could have known, was that certain combinations of Earth ingredients acted like a supercharged stimulant to Lithians. Aya wasn't just enjoying the ice cream, it was altering her very physiology. Within minutes, Aya began to change. Her pink skin shimmered with a faint, iridescent glow, and her delicate features grew sharper. Her normally melodic voice dropped an octave, and her movements became erratic, almost predatory. Jack noticed something was wrong when Aya's pupils constricted into razor-thin slits. Aya? You feeling okay?" Jack asked nervously, inching away from her. Aya tilted her head, her expression unnervingly blank. Then, without warning, she lunged. Jack barely dodged as Aya's razor-sharp nails swiped at the air where his head had been. "What the hell?" Jack yelped, scrambling behind a table. Aya growled, actually growled, and began stalking him like a predator circling its prey. Her movements were unnaturally fast, her lithe form darting around the room with terrifying precision. Jack's mind raced as he tried to understand what was happening. Grabbing his makeshift drone, Jack activated its thrusters and sent it buzzing toward Aya as a distraction. It worked briefly. Aya pounced on the drone, shredding it to pieces with alarming efficiency. Jack used the momentary reprieve to bolt out of the library, yelling, "Code Red! Alien girl gone rogue!" The Academy's halls were a blur as Jack sprinted, Aya hot on his heels. She was faster than any Lithian he'd ever seen. Her movements a terrifying blend of grace and ferocity. Jack knew he couldn't outrun her for long. He needed a plan and fast. Jack's brain, honed by years of tinkering and problem-solving, kicked into overdrive. He remembered a lesson from his xenobiology class. Lithians had an intense aversion to high-frequency sounds. If he could create a sonic emitter, he might be able to incapacitate Aya without hurting her. Ducking into his dorm room, Jack began frantically assembling a device from the scraps of his various projects. The door burst open just as he finished, Aya snarling like a wild beast. Jack activated the emitter, and a piercing sound filled the room. Aya froze mid-lunge, clutching her head as she let out a pained shriek. Jack's heart ached as he watched his friend writhe in discomfort, but he knew it was the only way to stop her. Within moments, Aya collapsed, unconscious but alive. When Aya awoke in the Academy's medical bay, she was back to her usual self, albeit groggy and confused. The Academy's medics explained what had happened. The ice cream had triggered a rare biochemical reaction in her body, temporarily turning her into an aggressive predator. Aya was horrified, apologizing profusely to Jack for nearly turning him into minced meat. Jack, ever the forgiving type, brushed it off with a nervous laugh. Hey, it's not every day your best friend turns into a murderous piranha. Besides, it was kind of my fault. Note to self, no more ice cream for Lithians. Despite the terrifying ordeal, their friendship grew stronger. Aya never let Jack live down the incident, often teasing him about his dangerous human food. And Jack? He learned to appreciate the delicate balance of sharing Earth's wonders with the galaxy carefully and with plenty of research. The story of Jack and Aya became something of a legend at the Academy, a cautionary tale about cultural exchange gone wrong. Yet, for Jack, it was a reminder of why he had come to the Intergalactic Academy in the first place: to learn, to share, and to navigate the chaos of a beautifully diverse galaxy, even if it sometimes involved outrunning a murderous alien best friend. And so, life at the Academy continued, with Jack and Aya's bond stronger than ever. But Jack made one thing clear: the next time Aya wanted to try Earth food, it would not involve ice cream.